I, 28M, have been married to Lucy, 27F, for 2 years now, and until recently, I thought we had the perfect marriage. We met through mutual friends at a college reunion 5 years ago, dated for 3 years before getting married, and everything was going great. Lucy is a kindergarten teacher, and I work in software development. We bought our first house last year, and we were planning to start a family soon. Lucy has a best friend, Jennifer, 28F, from high school. They've been inseparable since they were teenagers. Jennifer was Lucy's maid of honor at our wedding, and she gave this emotional speech about how Lucy was like a sister to her. I always respected their friendship because I saw how much Jennifer supported our relationship during our dating phase. She would help Lucy plan special dates, give her advice when we had minor disagreements, and was generally a positive influence. 6 months ago, Jennifer's marriage ended when her husband discovered her affair with her gym trainer. It was messy because Jennifer had been lying to everyone about the affair for months. Her husband left her immediately and made sure she didn't get any alimony because of the infidelity. Lucy was devastated for her friend and insisted we need to support Jennifer during this difficult time. I agreed because I understood how important Jennifer was to Lucy. We started inviting her over for dinner more frequently, and Lucy would spend a lot of time with her, trying to help her process the divorce. Initially, Jennifer seemed genuinely grateful for our support. She would bring food when she came over, help Lucy with household chores, and was respectful of our space. But things started changing about 3 months ago. Jennifer began showing up at our house unannounced, sometimes when Lucy wasn't even home. The first time this happened, she said she needed to borrow some sugar for baking. I didn't think much of it and gave her what she needed. But then it started happening more frequently. She would make excuses like needing to borrow something, wanting to drop off something for Lucy, or just being in the neighborhood. I started noticing changes in her behavior too. When we'd all sit together watching movies, she would choose to sit next to me instead of Lucy. She would touch my arm while talking or lean in too close when showing me something on her phone. At first, I thought I was reading too much into it. But then she started making comments about my appearance, saying things like how fit I looked or how my new haircut made me look younger. One particular incident really made me uncomfortable. Lucy had asked me to fix Jennifer's laptop because it was running slow. When I went to Jennifer's place to help, Lucy was supposed to be there but got held up at work. Jennifer answered the door wearing a short robe. She said she had just gotten out of the shower and invited me in. I should have left right then, but I didn't want to seem rude. While I was working on her laptop, she sat very close to me, her robe riding up her thigh. She kept touching my arm and complimenting my tech skills. I finished the work as quickly as possible and left. After that, I started making excuses whenever Lucy suggested I help Jennifer with anything. But Jennifer found other ways to be inappropriate. She would send me messages late at night asking if I was awake, claiming she needed someone to talk to about her divorce. When I wouldn't respond, she would tell Lucy that I was being cold to her. Things escalated last week. Lucy was visiting her parents for the weekend, and Jennifer showed up at our house unannounced on Friday night. She was wearing a very revealing outfit and brought a bottle of wine. She claimed Lucy had asked her to check on me because I had been working too hard lately. I knew this wasn't true because Lucy always tells me when she asks someone to check on me. I told Jennifer I was busy with work and needed to focus, but she wouldn't leave. She made herself comfortable on our couch, opened the wine, and patted the seat next to her, asking me to join her. When I refused, she got up and tried to hug me, saying I needed to relax. Her hands started wandering down my back, and I immediately pushed her away. That's when she started crying, saying she had feelings for me and couldn't help herself. She said she had always found me attractive, even when she was married, and that her divorce had made her realize life was too short to hide her feelings. I was shocked and disgusted. I had started recording our conversation on my phone when she arrived because I had a feeling she might try something inappropriate. I firmly told her to leave and that I would be telling Lucy everything. Jennifer's demeanor completely changed. She got angry and said Lucy would never believe me because I had no proof. She said Lucy trusted her more than anyone else in the world. That's when I told her about the recording. She left immediately after that. I waited until Lucy came back from her parents' house to tell her everything. I played her the recording of Jennifer confessing her feelings and explained all the other incidents that had happened. To my complete shock, Lucy laughed it off. She said Jennifer was just being friendly and that she often flirts with people without meaning anything. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I told Lucy that her best friend had literally confessed to having feelings for me, but Lucy dismissed it, saying Jennifer says stuff like this when she's drunk or emotional. I put my foot down and told Lucy that Jennifer wasn't welcome in our house anymore. This made Lucy furious. She accused me of trying to control her friendships and said I was being paranoid. She said Jennifer had been there for her long before I came into the picture, and she wouldn't cut her off just because I was insecure. We had a huge fight, with Lucy defending Jennifer's behavior and me trying to make her understand how inappropriate it was. The fight ended with Lucy packing a bag and leaving to stay at Jennifer's place, saying she needed space to think. She said I needed to work on my insecurities and that she wouldn't let me dictate who she could be friends with. It's been 3 days since she left. She hasn't responded to my calls or messages. Jennifer keeps posting pictures on social media of them having fun together, going to clubs and parties, while I'm here wondering how my marriage fell apart so quickly. I don't understand how Lucy can't see that her best friend tried to seduce her husband. Am I wrong for wanting Jennifer out of our lives? Should I have handled this differently? Update 1. I want to thank everyone who commented on my original post. Many of you suggested that Lucy's dismissive reaction to Jennifer's behavior was suspicious and that I should check what's really going on. I hate to say this, but you were all right. It's been a week since Lucy left to stay at Jennifer's place. During this time, she barely responded to my messages except for a few short replies saying she needed more time to think. Meanwhile, Jennifer kept posting pictures and videos of them partying, going to clubs, and hanging out with random people. This wasn't like Lucy at all. My wife was usually more of a homebody who preferred quiet evenings at home over wild parties. Yesterday, after seeing yet another post of them at some club, I couldn't take it anymore. Our mutual friend Mike called me to say he'd seen Lucy and Jennifer at a bar the previous night, and they were being very friendly with some guys. This was the last straw. I decided to go to Jennifer's apartment to talk to Lucy face to face. I reached Jennifer's place around 8 p.m. Even from the parking lot, I could hear loud music coming from her third-floor apartment. I went up and knocked on the door several times, but no one answered. The music was so loud that they probably couldn't hear me knocking. I tried the door handle, and to my surprise, it was unlocked. I should have turned back right then. Every instinct was telling me not to go in, but I was worried about Lucy. The scene I walked into will haunt me for the rest of my life. The living room was dimly lit with some scented candles. There were empty wine bottles and glasses on the coffee table. And there, on Jennifer's large sectional couch, were Lucy and Jennifer, both partially undressed, with a man I had never seen before. They were all over each other, and it was clear what had been going on. Lucy screamed when she saw me and jumped up, trying to cover herself with a throw blanket. Jennifer just sat there with this smug smile on her face, not even attempting to cover up. The guy, whoever he was, grabbed his shirt and practically ran out of the apartment, pushing past me. I just stood there, frozen, unable to process what I was seeing. Lucy started crying and rambling about how this wasn't what it looked like, but what else could it be? Jennifer finally spoke up, saying in this condescending tone that I should have been more open-minded when they suggested exploring new experiences. That's when it hit me, all those times Jennifer had tried to seduce me, she wasn't just trying to cheat with me. She was trying to rope me into whatever this was. I turned around and walked out without saying a word. Lucy ran after me into the parking lot, still wrapped in the blanket, begging me to let her explain. She kept saying that Jennifer had convinced her to try something new, that it was just physical and didn't mean anything. She said she was drunk and didn't know what she was doing. But I had seen enough. The way they were together, this clearly wasn't their first time. I got in my car and drove away. I could see Lucy standing in the parking lot through my rearview mirror, but I didn't stop. She kept calling and texting me all night. I finally turned off my phone and checked into a hotel because I couldn't bear to go back to our empty house. This morning, Lucy's sister Sarah called me from a different number since I had blocked Lucy's. She said Lucy was devastated and that I needed to hear her out. According to Sarah, Lucy was confused and Jennifer had manipulated her into this lifestyle. But I'm not buying it. Lucy is a grown woman who made her choices. She chose to dismiss my concerns about Jennifer. She chose to leave when I asked her to set boundaries with her friend. And she chose to cheat on me. I went to a divorce lawyer's office this morning. I'm filing for divorce first thing tomorrow. I've also contacted a real estate agent to list our house. I can't live there anymore, not with the memories of Lucy and Jennifer hanging out in our living room, probably laughing at me behind my back. The worst part is, Lucy's parents called me too. They've always treated me like a son, and it broke my heart to tell them what their daughter had done. Her mother started crying, saying this wasn't like Lucy at all. They blamed Jennifer's influence, saying she had changed after her divorce and was dragging Lucy down with her. But at the end of the day, Lucy made her own decisions. I can't help but wonder if there were signs I missed. Was Lucy always like this, and I just didn't see it? Or did Jennifer really have such a strong influence over her? Either way, it doesn't matter anymore. Some things you just can't come back from. And finding your wife in a threesome with her best friend and a stranger is definitely one of them. The hotel I'm staying at is expensive, but I can't go back home right now. I'll probably stay here until I can find a temporary apartment. Lucy has tried coming by our house several times, but I've asked our neighbors to let me know if they see her. I just can't face her right now. The image of her with Jennifer and that guy is burned into my brain, and I don't think any explanation could make this better. I guess this is the end of my marriage. Never thought it would end like this. Update 2. A lot has happened since my last update. The divorce papers have been filed. After spending a week in the hotel, I moved back to our house because I realized I shouldn't be the one living in hotels when I did nothing wrong. Lucy finally stopped trying to call me and instead sent a long email explaining everything. According to her email, she and Jennifer started experimenting with their sexuality about a month before I caught them. It started innocently with drunk kisses at clubs, which Lucy claims meant nothing. Then Jennifer introduced her to the concept of ethical non-monogamy and convinced her that it was normal for married couples to explore their sexuality with others. Jennifer told her stories about how many of their mutual friends were secretly living this lifestyle but just didn't talk about it openly. Lucy wrote that Jennifer had been planning to suggest including me in their adventures, which explains all those times Jennifer tried to seduce me. When I kept rejecting Jennifer's advances, they decided to explore without me. The man I caught them with was someone they met at a club the previous weekend. Lucy swears it was only the second time they had invited someone else to join them. The most shocking part of her email was when she admitted that she and Jennifer had been sleeping together regularly since she moved to Jennifer's place. She tried to justify it by saying she was confused about her sexuality and that Jennifer helped her explore these feelings. She claimed she still loved me and that her attraction to Jennifer was something completely different. Lucy's family is devastated. Her parents came to meet me yesterday, begging me to reconsider the divorce. They've known me since I started dating Lucy and have always treated me like their own son. Her father was in tears, something I'd never seen before. They blamed Jennifer for everything, saying she had manipulated Lucy when she was vulnerable. I showed them all the text messages where Lucy had dismissed my concerns about Jennifer's behavior, including screenshots of our conversations where she accused me of being controlling and insecure. Her mother broke down crying when she realized how long this had been going on and how Lucy had gaslighted me about Jennifer's inappropriate behavior. The most surprising development was when Jennifer's ex-husband reached out to me. Apparently, he heard about what happened through mutual friends and felt he needed to warn me. He told me that Jennifer had done something similar during their marriage. She had manipulated his sister into joining them in the bedroom, claiming it was just harmless fun between friends. His sister later admitted that Jennifer had been grooming her for months, slowly pushing boundaries until she felt she couldn't say no. That's when I realized this wasn't just about the cheating. Jennifer had been planning this for months, maybe even before her divorce. All those times she showed up at our house when Lucy wasn't home, she was testing my boundaries. She wanted to see how I would react to her advances. When I kept rejecting her, she focused on manipulating Lucy instead. Some of our mutual friends have chosen sides. Most support me and have cut ties with both Lucy and Jennifer. But a few have defended Lucy, saying she was just exploring her sexuality and that I'm being close-minded. One friend even suggested that I should be flattered that my wife found me attractive enough to want to share me with her best friend. I cut contact with these people immediately. The divorce proceedings are moving forward. Lucy's parents offered to pay for marriage counseling, but I declined. I don't need a counselor to tell me that what Lucy did was wrong. She didn't just cheat on me, she betrayed my trust, gaslit me about Jennifer's behavior, and chose her friend's toxic influence over our marriage. I did agree to meet Lucy once, with her sister present, to discuss the division of our assets. Lucy looked terrible, like she hadn't slept in days. She tried to apologize again, saying she had realized what a mistake she made and that she had ended things with Jennifer. But it's too late. Even if she cuts Jennifer out of her life now, I can never trust her again. How can I be sure she won't find another Jennifer in the future? The house is on the market now. Looking at these walls, all I can think about is how many times Jennifer sat on our couch, plotting to destroy our marriage while pretending to be our friend. I can't wait to sell this place and move somewhere new, somewhere without memories of Lucy and Jennifer's betrayal. Update 3: The divorce is proceeding smoothly, mainly because Lucy isn't contesting anything. She signed away her rights to the house and agreed to split our other assets equally. Her parents tried to intervene one last time, suggesting we try a trial separation instead of divorce, but I stood firm. Lucy moved back in with her parents after a huge falling out with Jennifer. According to Lucy's sister, who still keeps me updated even though I didn't ask her to, Jennifer tried to bring more random men to their parties even after seeing how devastated Lucy was about our marriage ending. That was apparently the wake-up call Lucy needed. She finally saw how Jennifer had been manipulating her all along. I learned some more disturbing things about Jennifer recently. 2 other women from our social circle came forward saying Jennifer had tried similar things with them and their husbands. She would befriend the wives, gain their trust, and then try to seduce their husbands while convincing the wives that open relationships were normal. Fortunately, both couples saw through her manipulation and cut contact with her before things went too far. Lucy sent me another email apologizing and explaining how Jennifer had gradually convinced her that monogamy was outdated. Jennifer would show her articles about polyamory and open relationships, tell her stories about supposedly happy couples living this lifestyle, and slowly normalize the idea of sharing partners. Lucy claims she was vulnerable after seeing Jennifer go through her divorce and wanted to be supportive of her friend's new lifestyle choices. I've moved to a different city for a fresh start. My company has an office there, and the transfer was approved quickly. The house sold for a good price, and I've already bought a small apartment in my new city. It's strange living alone after being married, but it's better than staying in our old town where every street corner reminds me of Lucy. Lucy's last attempt to reconcile was through our mutual friends. She sent me a handwritten letter through them, saying she was in therapy now and finally understanding how toxic her friendship with Jennifer was. She wrote about how she had lost herself trying to please Jennifer, how she had confused friendship with love, and how she regrets throwing away our marriage for someone who never really cared about her. Jennifer still tries to contact me through fake social media accounts. Sometimes she sends messages saying Lucy and I were too boring and conventional. Other times she tries to convince me that Lucy still loves me and I should give her another chance. I block every new account she creates. Lucy's sister told me that Lucy is making progress in therapy. She's finally realizing how Jennifer had manipulated their friendship throughout the years, not just during this incident. Apparently, Jennifer had a pattern of making Lucy dependent on her approval, isolating her from other friends, and encouraging her to keep secrets from me even before all this happened. But it's too late for our marriage. Some betrayals you just can't come back from. I've learned that sometimes the people closest to us can cause the most damage, and that listening to my instincts about Jennifer was right all along. I just wish I had been firmer about my boundaries earlier. I'm focusing on my new life now. I've joined a local gym, started taking cooking classes, and am slowly making new friends in my new city. I'm not ready to date yet, but I'm not bitter about relationships either. I know what happened wasn't about me, it was about Lucy's weak boundaries and Jennifer's manipulation. Still, I'll be much more careful about red flags in the future.